Good evening. My name is Jashwant Telu. I'll be walking you through our integrated project plan, a data driven, real time solution developed for Trend Plus Incorporation. Our title is Real Time Customer Sentiment Dashboard using Social Media Analytics. As customer expectations rise and digital feedback multiplies, organizations need better tools to keep up. This dashboard was designed to help clients of Trend Plus gather, analyze, and act on customer sentiment in real time. Over the next 15 minutes, I'll guide you through the entire life cycle of this project, from concept to deployment, including its business justification, architecture, team structure, risks, and value added benefits. Let's begin with an overview of the organization and problem we are solving. Next slide, please. Organization and background. TrendPlus Incorporation is a mid-sized marketing analytics firm that serves business-to-business clients across various sectors, including retail, finance, and services. Their core mission is to help clients understand their markets better using real-time data. However, many of their clients face a critical challenge. They are unable to track customer sentiment across platforms like Twitter, Reddit, and Trustpilot in an integrated and timely way. They know customers are talking, but without a consolidated tool. They're missing out on key trends, customer complaints, and warning signals. A 2023 Gartner report found that 74% of the companies agree that real time sentiment analysis directly affects their marketing success. Yet, most organizations lack the infrastructure to centralize this data effectively. That's where our solution comes in. Our project addresses this business gap directly by offering a unified, secure, and scalable sentiment analysis platform. Next slide, please. Project description. The goal of our project is to develop a real time dashboard that captures and classifies customer sentiment from Twitter, Reddit, and Trustpilot. These are among the most active and influential platforms for customer opinions. What makes this project particularly powerful is its ability to convert unstructured text like a tweet or a review into clear actionable insights using natural language processing or NLP. These insights are then visualized in Power BI dashboards tailored to each client's brand and needs. The practical business benefits are extensive. For example, marketing teams can instantly detect negative trends, measure the response to ongoing and campaigns, and track how the public perceives their brand over time. In fact, by reducing the reaction time to sentiment shifts, businesses can prevent PR crises, increase customer satisfaction, and even improve campaign rate ROI. This isn't just about visualizing data, it's about making smarter decisions faster. Next slide, please. Solution architecture. Let me walk you through the architecture that powers our solution. It's both modular and scalable. First, we start with data sources Twitter, Reddit, and Trustpilot. Each of these has its own API, terms of service, and rate limits. Our data engineers establish secure authentication, extract relevant posts or reviews using search criteria, and forward this data to the ETL. Azure Data Factory serves as our ETL tool. This orchestrates the process of extracting, transforming, and loading data. It cleans the text by removing noises like emojis or HTML tags and converts everything into a standardized format. Once cleaned, the data flows to Azure Cognitive Services, where sentiment analysis occurs. Each sentence or post is scored based on polarity, where it's positive, negative, or neutral, along with a confidence score. This step uses advanced NLP models from Microsoft and can also be fine tuned with industry specific training data. After that, results are pushed to Power BI, where they are visualized in dashboards. Clients can filter by time, platform, and sentiment score even specific campaign hashtags. Finally, we wrap the experience in a secure access portal, ensuring that clients only see their own brand data and access is role based. This setup ensures privacy, scalability, and high usability. From here on, my friend Teja will continue.
Thank you, Jashwant. I am Saitya Virukula. Now that we have seen the solution structure in before slide, now when it comes to the uh, thing like let's going to deliver here where we have adopted a hybrid project approach over here, which blends the strengths of predictive and agile methodologies. And when it comes to the question why hybrid, because this project has both fixed components and iterative needs. On the predictive side, we are setting up infrastructure, timelines, and budgets upfront. That's essential when you are dealing with cloud provision, data security, and client access. But when it comes to NLP modeling, dashboards, features, and client feedback loops, agility is key. These components require ongoing testing, improvement, and tuning. And the project will span about 20 weeks and involve coordination between 5 external client companies and multiple internet teams, including engineering, BI, and QA. In terms of complexity, API integration is high because each platform has different endpoints, rate limits, and formats. NLP implementation is moderate thanks to pre-built Azure services, but tuning and validation still requires expertise. Stakeholders coordination is also high, agile expectations, conducting user acceptance testing, and ensuring compliance adds to the workload. This is not just a basic dashboard project. It involves real-time processing, sentiment analytics, security layers, and dynamic reporting. Our planning reflects that complexity. And when it comes to the project scope, um, first year we what is included here is we will establish API authentication and data extraction from data sources like Twitter, Reddit, and Trustpilot. We will engine which we build using Azure cognitive services will with room for tuning, and we will configure client specific Power BI dashboards complete with filters, themes, and brandings. And what's not in the scope, we have excluded CRM integration. While valuable in the future, it adds significant complexity and compliance risk. And it doesn't even have mobile interface. This is currently a desktop first dashboard and automated bots. We are focused on insight generations, not engagement. This scoped approach ensures we deliver a focused high and constraints. As with any complex projects, we are next slide please. Thank you. As with any complex project, we are working under a set of assumptions and constraints. This helps manage expectations and prepare for contingencies. Our assumptions include that API access for all 3 platforms is granted without disruptions. The model training data, including sample social posts and label reviews, will be available through TrendPulse or open source, and that clients will participate actively in UAT. Our constraints include a fixed budget of $90,000, which limits how many external resources we can onboard. A hard cap on data sources. We are working with 3 platforms initially, and API rate limits. For example, Twitter imposes restrictions on how many posts can be retrieved per hour, which impacts update frequency. By documenting this early, we avoid scope creep, project the timeline, and reduce downstream friction. And that's from my end. And I will be handing over to Mr. Shiva. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Jashwant and Teja. And now I will be walking you through stakeholders, project team, and work breakdown structure. And the stakeholders, let's look at our stakeholder ecosystem. Good stakeholder management is essential, especially when you are delivering a product that impacts client decision making. At the top, we have our executive sponsor, typically the head of the client success, who ensures funding, advocates for the project internally, and signs off on final delivery. The steering committee includes senior leaders from analytics and client success who help resolve escalated issues, approve changes, and ensure alignment and business strategy. Then we have the end users, marketing managers, and client team who will rely on the dashboard of campaign insights, brand monitoring, and customer behavior analysis. And last but not the least, internal stakeholders from developers to QA who ensure technical feasibility and quality control. And coming as our project team, this brings us the team behind the project, our core execution group. Uh, we as a team we must be coordinating timelines, managing scopes, tracking risks, and maintaining communication and stakeholders. Supporting me, there are four other our team key members: the data engineer manages API connections and builds the ETL pipelines. Our NPL specialist is responsible for training and validating the sentiment models. Our Power BI developer will be building the dashboards, configuring filters, and ensuring user experience. And our QA analyst will test every component before client rollout. And this team structure is lean but highly capable with roles that reflect each critical stage of the pipeline. And coming to the work breakdown structure, a solid work breakdown structure is the backbone of successful execution. It organizes the work into manageable sections, allowing for a better scheduling, resource allocating, and accountability. We have divided the project into 5 high-level phases, which is planning, API integration, sentiment engine development, dashboard development, and testing and deployment. Planning, this is the phase where we assign resources, finalize timelines, and align all stakeholders on scope. It also has the time when documentation templates are confined. API integration is one in which our data engineer establishes connections with Twitter, Reddit, and Trustpilot authentication and token management, and endpoint testing happen here. And sentiment engine development, NPL specialist will train this sentiment model using Azure Cognitive Services. We classify data and verify accuracy. This phase also includes tuning models based on real-world samples. Dashboard development, here we would be focusing on dashboard layouts, filter configurations, user interface controls, and brand customization. We want our clients to not only see insights, but to enjoy the interaction with them. Testing and deployment, our dev team will handle the internal QA first, then we conduct user acceptance testing with clients. If everything is greenlit, we deploy the dashboard and train the users. Each of these phases include defined deliverables and dependencies. For example, we can start the dashboard, but until we have validated a sentiment outputs, the WBS ensures clarity and alignment at every step. Thank you. And now I'll hand over to Revant.
Thank you, Shiva. I'm Revant. Let's walk through our key project milestones. Think of these as checkpoints that keep us on track and help us make smart decisions along the way. We officially kick things off on May 1st, 2025. That's when all the stakeholders align and the project plan gets greenlit and we are off to the races. Next up, we are targeting June 10th for API pipeline completion. By then, all our APIs should be live, fully authenticated, stable, and delivering clean, structured, and straight into our pipeline. Then comes the big one, Sentiment Engine go live on July 15th. This marks the point where our core engine is up and running, accurately classifying sentiment and outputting the results in the formats that we need. Starting around August 15th, we enter user acceptance testing. This is when the client finally gets hands-on with the dashboard and tests its functionality and provide the feedback. We'll use that input to smooth out any usability wrinkles before the launch. Finally, we hit go live on September 20. Dashboards go public and clients begin using them in real life campaigns. Each of these milestones is tied to internal reviews, resource planning, and major decision points. They're also key moments for reporting progress to our steering committee. Now let's talk about dollars and cents. The total project budget is around $90,000, and every dollar has its purpose. We are allocating $20,000 to the cloud services that covers everything from Azure compute and storage of the sentiment analysis APIs. NLP contractors gets around $15,000. That gives us flexibility to bring in expert help for tuning or training the sentiment model. The biggest investment in this project is around $40,000, which goes to the internal staffing. This includes time spent by our data engineers, BI developers, QA team, and project managers. I mean, we have budgeted around $10,000 for Power BI licenses, essential for building and publishing dashboards, plus providing secure role-based access to the clients. And finally, we have set aside around $5,000 contingency fund, a safety net for unexpected issues like API hiccups, third-party delays, or sudden resource needs. We'll be tracking all spending by category in our status reports to make sure we stay accountable and transparent throughout. Here's our high-level schedule. A 20-week journey broken into 6 key phases. You will see this laid out visually in the Gantt chart and detailed in our status updates. Weeks 1 and 2 are planning. This is where we assign roles, finalize our breakdown structure, and set up all the necessary templates and documentation. Weeks 3 to 5 are API integration. We focus on getting data from Twitter, Reddit, and Trustpilot flowing smoothly and reliably. Week 6 to 8 is NLP modeling. This is the core development phase for our sentiment engine, including testing and validation. Weeks 9 to 11 are dashboard development. We're bringing the visuals to the life, layouts, filters, themes, the whole user experience. Weeks 12 and 13 are used for testing and UAT. First internal QA, then client demos and feedback to make sure everything's working as expected. Now week 14 go live. Finally, it's the final week where we go live and documentation, training, and onboarding support. We've built in buffer time to manage any risks or last minute changes without sacrificing quality. With the schedule, we are confidently on track to have TrendPulse live and delivering insights by the end of third quarter of 2025. Here on, I hand over to Arun to continue this presentation.
Thank you, Revant. Hi, now I'll be discussing about the project risk, project monitoring and control, status reporting and meetings, and conclusion. If we see now, we have identified, as we know, the risk management is about avoiding problems entirely. It's about preparing for them, minimizing impact, and responding quickly. Here are the top 3 risks we identified: the API access limitations, sentiment miscalculations, and staff attrition. Where the API access limitation was standing high, the probability and the impact are high and medium, and sentiment misclassification is probability is medium and impact is high, and staff attrition is probability is medium and impact is high. If we see and the mitigations we find for this API access limitation is we have implemented caching, scheduled stacked API pulls, and fallback routines to ensure continuity even if one source temporarily fails. And if we see the mitigation strategy for sentiment misclassification, it's tuned model with real examples and manual QA. And if we see the mitigation for the staff attrition, we'll be cross-training the internal teams and be prepared for any attrition. And now we will look the project monitoring and control. Managing a data project isn't just about building things. It's about controlling progress and ensuring transparency and adapting to challenges. Here is how we are doing that. As I just mentioned, risks are logged and monitored using the risk register workbook. This is reviewed bi-weekly with internal teams and monthly with the steering committee. And if you go to the change management, any significant scope, cost, or schedule change will be submitted using our change request form, which is a sample was shown in the PPT. Any significant scope or cost, we follow this clear escalation chain, and project manager then to our director of analytics, and finally to the executive sponsor if needed. We aim to resolve escalation within 48 business hours. Tracking day-to-day issues like bugs, data mismatches, or user feedback are tracked in Jira. Each item is prioritized, assigned to an honor, and tracked to resolution. Together, this process helps us ensure that the project remains aligned with expectations and timelines, even when unexpected things happen. Now we see about the status reporting and meetings. Now turn to how we communicate progress. Because we are working with the external clients and cross-functional teams, clarity and consistency are critical. The status reports are generated every week, every 2 weeks, using our monthly project status report where the samples are shown in the PPT, where it consists of timeline, budget, and risks. Each report includes color-coded indicators and comments for trends or delays. Meetings are structured and purposeful, and bi-weekly stand-ups keep the team aligned, allowing brokers to surface early. Now comes when we comes to the conclusion. This project isn't just about collecting tweets or drawing graphs. It's about helping business understand the emotions behind the data. It's about giving marketing teams the tools to see beyond the numbers and truly hear their customers. The real-time customers sentiment dashboard we have designed will transform how Trendpress clients make decisions, from campaign targeting and brand positioning to crisis response. And we are doing it with a solution that is credible, secure, and rooted in real-time intelligence. By combining predictive planning with agile execution, we developed a framework that ensures we stay grounded in reality while remaining responsive to client needs. Our strong governance structure, well-defined risks, and high-capable team mean this project is not only executable, it's set up for the long-term success. Thank you for everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can you please stop the recording?
Thank you.